Hello, and thank you for listening to Your Credit Matters. I'm your credit coach, Rondi Lambeth, bringing you what I think the banks and the credit bureaus, what they don't want you to know, what they don't want you to know about the banking industry. Most of all, what they don't want you to know about your credit, how credit is calculated, and how impactful your credit score is. Today on the show, we're going to talk about credit myths, the top 10 credit myths out there. You know, in my industry, there's a lot of people that proclaim to be experts, people that go around and they spread false information that they're giving and handed down to them by bankers, by mortgage brokers, by people that are told by the man what affects your credit score. Well, that's not good information. See, if you're getting credit information from a bank or a credit bureau, that's your first mistake. Because the credit bureaus and the banks are making billions of dollars each and every year off of you and your family. You know, the average American, you hear me say this over and over again, the average American, 8 out of 10 of you out there, are losing approximately $350 a month due to poor credit scores. That's $4,000 a year. I don't think you can afford to throw away $4,000. I know I can't. And it's because you don't understand how your credit score is calculated. You don't understand how the banks, in my opinion, how they purposely make mistakes on your credit report. See, if the bank makes a mistake on your credit, they make money. They profit from that mistake. If the credit bureaus make mistakes, they make money from it. That's why there's so many laws protecting you, protecting your family, and protecting me from the banks, the credit bureaus, and the collection companies. So I want to go over the first myth, and that is information on your credit report cannot be changed. Well, I got to tell you, that's not true. You know, just this morning, I read a letter from GMAC, sent it to one of our clients saying that they will not change any information on a credit report unless it has to do with natural disasters such as hurricanes or tornadoes or earthquakes. Come on, where in the hell did they come up with that one? The Fair Credit Report Act says the information reported on the credit report has to be accurate. There's nowhere on the Fair Credit Report Act that says the banks have to report anything. There is no requirement. The only requirement is if it is reported, it must be accurate, it must be timely, it must be verifiable. And if you as a consumer dispute it, they must do a reasonable investigation. And as you and I both know, they don't do reasonable investigations. They usually bully you. So myth number one, information on your credit report and your credit file cannot be changed. That is a myth. It can be changed, it can be deleted, it can be removed at any time. You can dispute that. If they can't verify it, they must remove it within 30 days, permanently and legally from your credit report. The problem is, you probably don't know the law that would enable you to write the letters properly, that would enable you to get it removed permanently. For example, with that letter we received from GMAC, it said they're only going to change it due to natural disaster. We're going to take a copy of that letter. We're going to send it back to them. We're going to inform them we believe they just violated the Fair Credit Report Act, and we have every intention to sue them over it. We're going to send a copy to the State Attorney General, to the Better Business Bureau, to the Federal Trade Commission. We're going to send it to anyone that will listen. We're going to send it to the bond companies, of the collection companies, or the banking industry. We're going to make such a big stink over it that they're just going to want to delete it. That's how this works. If you got something on your credit you need help with, feel free to give me a call. I'll tell you how to get it fixed. Not only can I tell you how to do it, I can even send you a book that I recently written for people that don't have the money to pay someone to do it. It's actually my training manual. It's how I train my people. So I'm not holding anything back. But if you want a copy of that, or if you want to ask some questions regarding your credit, reach out to me. My number It's 619-333-0111. It's 619-333-0111. You can also go to the website, askrondi.com. That's ASKRONDI.com. ASKRONDI.com. When you're on the site, feel free to look around. Watch the videos. Listen to the voicemails that people have left me. Look at the actual examples, real live credit reports. They're not photoshopped. They're real credit reports. They're real people just like you. People that were struggling to make their bills on time. People that were getting harassed by collection companies. That were getting taken advantage of by the banks and the credit bureaus due to mistakes on their credit report. And we got it fixed. Our average client's with us less than 90 days. 90 days, think about it. In 100 days or less, you could be debt-free and have great credit. How would your life be different being debt-free and having a great credit score? I think it'd probably change. You know, I know 9 out of 10 decisions made, financial decisions, lifestyle financial decisions, are based on your credit score. All right, let's get on to myth number 2. Myth number 2 is credit bureaus are required by law to keep derogatory or negative items on your credit report for 7 to 10 years. I know you've probably heard that one. I know if you've ever called them, they're saying, we're required by law to keep this on there. We're required by law that we have to report it. You know, I had this conversation with the city of San Diego less than a few weeks ago. They told me it is required by federal law that we leave this on your credit report. I said, first of all, I paid the parking ticket. I have a receipt. You're required by law not to even put it on my credit report because you screwed up. You lost the receipt. Your system didn't recognize it. You're required by law to send me notification before you even put it on there. They sent it to somebody in Colorado. I live in San Diego. What's it doing going to Colorado? So I let her know that she's not required by law to do anything except for make sure it's accurate. So credit bureaus are not required by law to keep derogatory or negative items on your credit report. No. They're only required to have accurate information. In fact, it can be removed, just like I said earlier, it can be removed at any time. Usually, negative information and derogatory items will generally stay on your credit report for 7 years for regular collections and late payments, 10 years for public records, and 15 years for tax liens. That's it. Usually that's how long. There's nothing saying that they can be taken off sooner because they can. A very simple keystroke in a computer and they're removed. Myth number 3, paying off old debts will remove the negative information from your credit report. I got to tell you, that one's a big one. If you've ever called a collection company, they're going to try to convince you that if you pay the old collection, that it will fix your credit. Well, guess what? They're lying to you. In fact, it'll only make your credit worse. Paying off an old bill will not remove the information from your credit report. It just re-ages it. If you have any questions regarding these 3 myths, please reach out to me. My offline number, 619-333-0111. It's 619-333-0111. Or go to the website, askrondi.com. That's ASKRONDI.com. ASKRONDI.com. When you reach out to me, I'm going to be able to help you with your credit and your finances. Either we'll get you out of debt in the next 100 days or we're going to get you a good credit score. I'm here to help you. Now, when I come back, we're going to talk about how you can fix your own credit and what the banks and the credit bureaus don't want you to know about the Fair Credit Report Act. Hello, and thank you for listening to Your Credit Matters. I'm your host, Rondi Lambeth, certified FICO credit professional. And I'm here each and every day bringing to you what I think the banks, the credit bureaus, and the collection companies, what they don't want you to know about the law, what they don't want you to know about your credit. Earlier segment, I was talking about the myths, the top 3 myths out there. There's 10 of them I'm going to go over. Myth number 1, information on your credit report cannot be changed. That's not true. It can be changed at any time. Myth number 2, credit bureaus are required by law to keep derogatory or negative items on your credit report for 7 to 10 years. Wrong. They can remove the negative derogatory items anytime they want to. They go into their system, they click on it, and they hit delete, and it's gone. Myth number 3, paying off your old debts will remove negative information from your credit report. I know you've been told that by collection companies. Just pay us. It'll fix your credit. That's not true. Paying off your old bills will not remove the negative information from your credit report. Usually it just makes your credit worse. So let's go to myth number 4. I can repair my credit myself. Yes, you actually can. That myth is true. The FTC says you can fix your credit yourself. You don't need to hire a professional. You also can take a gun and shoot yourself in the foot. There's no law against it. You can also, if you have a festered, infected tooth, you can go into the garage, take out a pair of pliers, and rip the tooth out of your mouth. There's no law that says you can't do this yourself. Unfortunately, if you try to do it by yourself, you're going to fail. You most likely will fail. And here's why. The banks and the credit bureaus make billions of dollars a year by making mistakes on your credit. Do you think they're literally going to roll over because you sent them a letter and they're going to remove the negative information from your credit and lose potentially billions of dollars of free revenue? That's right. See, if you write a letter and they fix your credit, they're going to lose. They're not going to do that. They want to keep your credit as bad as possible and attempt to charge you more interest and more fees down the road. So that one, you can fix your credit yourself. You can also defend yourself in court. I don't think it's a good idea. The system is stacked against you. For example, have you ever heard of the OCR machine? That's OCR. It stands for optical character recognition. Basically, it's a scanner. See, the credit bureaus get 60,000 letters a day. That's right, you heard me correctly. 60,000 letters a day. That's nearly 22 million letters a year. Do you really think there's people that actually read your letters? Did you really think that someone is physically opening the letter and reading it? Reading your statement, reading the attachment, showing, proving that you paid off the collection, proving that it's the wrong name. Did you think someone actually looks at that? You're wrong. No, see, it goes through an OCR machine. The OCR machine scans it in, reads the entire letter, and assigns a 3-digit code to it and sends it off to India or the Philippines, where that person then looks at it, looks at the code, looks in their records. They don't really do an investigation. They have no phone, no fax, no email, no possible way, no contact with the outside world. The only thing the employee can do is look in the credit bureau's records and see what their records say. And if the credit bureau's records say it's accurate, well, it must be accurate. Think about that. Think about that. I write an IOU. I write on a piece of paper that you owe me $1 million. And I send that to a collection company. And the collection company puts that on your credit report that you owe me $1 million. And you then write a letter to the credit bureaus disputing the fact you don't even know who I am. How can you owe me $1 million? You've never signed any contract with me. And here's what will happen. The credit bureaus will look into their records and see that I said you owe them, that you owe me $1 million. And guess what? It's now verified to be accurate, and it will stay on your credit report most likely for the next 7 to 10 years. And if it's re-aged, the rest of your life. See, that's how mistakes are made. That's how their investigation works. Yeah, you can fix your own credit, but good luck trying to get past the OCR machine. There are ways. We know how to do it. I'd be happy to share that with you if you call me. I'll share it with you how to do that. It's really, really simple. See, it's a machine, and machines can be broken. And if you know how to break the machine, you can get it in the hands of a human that will actually do an investigation. My number, if you want to know how to fix your own credit, if you need some help with your credit, that number is 619-333-0111. Again, it's 619-333-0111. You can also go to the website, askrondi.com. That's ASKRONDI.com. ASKRONDI.com. How about myth number 5? I don't need a credit card. All right. This one drives me up the wall. There's a guy on 400 different radio stations across the U.S. teaching in churches. I know you know who he is. He tells you you don't need a credit card. You don't need a credit card. You don't need a credit score. And you know what? He's wrong. He's absolutely 100% wrong. Now, if you're okay with losing $4,000 a year because you have poor credit, fine. Throw away your credit cards. Never use them again. Live off the grid. Pay cash for everything, and you're going to lose out. That's what the banks want. Why do you think the banks support him? Why do you think the credit bureaus support him? Because they're making billions of dollars off the wrong information. Now, the most of what he teaches is correct about debt, pay cash, but use your credit card. Use the credit card at 0% and pay it off. Make the banks pay you. If you don't have a credit card, you're losing approximately 100 points on your credit. That's right, 100 points by not having credit cards. So if you're okay with losing $4,000, be my guest, cancel your credit cards. I hope today was enlightening to you. I hope it helped you. I hope you and your family can have a better life from what you learned. If you need help with your credit, please reach out to me. Again, my number is 619-333-0111. Again, it's 619-333-0111. Or go to the website, askrondi.com. That's askrondi.com. ASKRONDI.com. When you go to the site, cruise around. Look at the videos. Watch the videos. Listen to the testimonials. They can't all be lying. Look at the actual results that we got for people. People just like you that were struggling to pay their bills. People like you that had poor credit. People like you that finally said, enough is enough. I'm no longer going to let the bank steal from me. People like you that decided they're no longer going to lose $4,000 a year because of the poor credit score. If you don't have a credit score, that's just as bad as having bad credit. So do yourself a favor. Go to the website, askrondi.com. Check me out. Give me a call if you need some help. 619-333-0111. Again, it's 619-333-0111. I'm Rondi Lambeth, your credit coach, bringing you what I think the banks, credit bureaus, and collection companies don't want you to know about your finances and about your credit score. I bring you the truth each and every day, and it's the truth that's going to set you free.